All right, hi everyone. Bring the meeting to order. This is the Historic District Commission, Town of Fairfield. Time is 4:15. Date is October 10th, 2024. This meeting was noticed in the Fairfield Citizen on September 27th. And I'll take attendance, starting with Darren Raymond Locke, Commissioner.
Here, present.
Thank you. Roseanne Negron, Commissioner.
Here.
Thank you. Mark Levanis, Commissioner.
I'm here.
Thank you. Jim Bohan, alternate commissioner.
President Adam, thank you.
Thank you. And Jim Accomando, alternate commissioner.
Here. Yep, here.
Thank you. And absent today is Maura Garrick and George Clark. Do not see them in the audience. And I am Adam Cliver, Commissioner.
You always.
Somebody has their microphone muted. Hollis Redding.
I'm here.
Yeah, can you just mute your microphone? There's some background noise.
I will.
Thank you. Okay. The designation of the alternates, voting alternates is Bohan Accomando. You'll be voting alternate on each application since we only have 4 commissioners. Okay. First item on the agenda is the Town of Fairfield, 725 Old Post Road in Fairfield for property located at 985 and 1101 Harbor Road in Southport for a 2 new signs near Yacht Yard and Lower Wharf. Is there someone here to present to the Town of Fairfield?
My name is Don Hyman. I'm the chairman of the Harbor Management Commission. I can take the lead on this if I may. Is my volume okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, you sound great. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank all of you for this opportunity. We appreciate the guidance that you gave us at our last session with you. Neither myself nor George Harris are architecturally trained, graphically designed, trained, or anything like that. And the guidance that we got from commissioners last time was very helpful to us. We know about dredging, we know about boats, we know about piers and harbors. We don't know too much about signage, but we've learned a lot from people like yourselves. So thank you. Since the last meeting we had with you, there were some changes that you asked us to make, specifically in poster, or rather sign size, font, and a typeface. Those were the areas that you asked us to address, if I recall correctly. And we're doing all this just for 3 reasons, basically. One, the reason to have these public safety signs, one in Yacht Yard on the way walking to Lower Wharf, and one at the body of land just next to Lower Wharf, a smaller sign, is really to manage the town's liability. The town attorney, the town risk manager, Parks and Recreation, and the Department of Public Works have asked us to take the lead in this exercise, and that's why we're here with you today. In addition to managing the town's liability by educating people on risks that are present in the environment we're talking about, we really, of course, want to give the public something useful to think about when they are in this area, because there are risks, as confirmed by the risk consultants that the town retained, and you can tell yourself if you walk in that area, there are risks to be concerned with. And finally, hopefully, if we can if we can give people something to think about, if we can enhance behavior on these properties, we can enhance the quality of life for people living in the neighborhood on Harbor Road as well, who were so generous to make this land available quite some time ago, and who have been consulted closely in the development of these signs. All that said, I will tell you that the original sign that we provided to you for consideration was 4 feet by 3 feet in size. It's shown inside the package that we provided to you. And the new
Don?
sign.
Sorry,
Yes.
Don, may I interrupt for a second? Do you think you
Yes.
could share the application with us?
I'm unable to do that. My computer crashed and I'm
Okay.
on a iPad right now. George, maybe, is that something you could
I
help
could
with?
probably do it.
Oh, there you go.
Is somebody showing it?
That looks
Oh,
like the
good.
first page, yes.
Yes, it's helpful if you can just walk the commissioners through what you're describing.
Okay, there you see, and a kind of a homemade version of the sign. The two signs that I'm mentioning, the original sign is on the right, the larger of the two signs. And what you're seeing here are mock-ups, simple mock-ups that George Harris was kind enough to create. We are a low-budget organization, and we're not able to do what perhaps some other applicants are able to do. So George made a handmade version of the sign with some help. The smaller one on the left is the one that we're proposing you consider. It's detailed in the package. The original sign was 4 feet by 3 feet. The new sign is smaller, 3 feet by 2.5 feet. And the framing for the sign in its final form would be equal to and replicate the framing that's used on a number of signs that have long existed at Ye Yacht Yard. There you go. So that's a representation of the sign that would appear on the Ye Yacht Yard property, adjacent to Harbor Road, which is the way people walk to Ye Yacht Yard. The information that's on the sign has been reviewed by and kind of blessed by all the town officials that need to do this. Thank you for that. And that hasn't changed since our original application, and it really can't change per guidance I got from the town attorney. This is what needs to go on the sign. So this sign, by comparison to the other sign that we originally presented, is 3 feet by 2.5 feet. The typeface is 1 1/4 inch Times New Roman. That's a serif type, which we were asked to use. And the type and the font size is consistent with the American Disabilities Act guidance that you gave us to look at. And so it is smaller in size, and the typeface is appropriate for this size. And we did a demonstration of the sign. At least one of your commissioners came by to look at them. We put them out for display and got a lot of good feedback. All of it really, in my experience, positive. People, when they asked what we were doing, we explained it, and they said that makes sense by and large. And nobody objected to the idea of putting a sign up of this nature in the area of Ye Yacht Yard that we're talking about. There is a smaller sign that would go on the property adjacent to a Yee Yacht Yard. There you go. There's sometimes a confusion. I misspoke. I said Yee Yacht Yard. I meant to say Lower Wharf. The land adjacent to Lower Wharf, there's a small strip of land that was acquired after Lower Wharf was acquired. Has very deed-specific guidance on what kind of sign needs to be in place there. And the deed, which is also contained in your package, specifies the language that needs to go on the sign on that property per the terms of the deed signed by the town. That sign is 24 inches wide by 18 inches tall. It too has Times New Roman typeface, half an inch in height, and it's quite readable. And that manages the risk very specific to that property per the terms of the deed that the town agreed to. So there in your package is everything I've talked about, and I've tried to be brief. I know you have, I think, 8 items, including us, on your agenda today. So George and I are here to answer questions. And again, thank you for your guidance. We wouldn't have gotten to this without it.
Okay. Thank you, Don. Darren, do you have any questions?
No questions for me, thank you.
Or Rosina, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay. Art, questions?
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Jim Bohan, questions?
No questions. Thank you very much, Don.
And Jim Accomando, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. I don't have any questions either, Don, and I thank you for mocking up the signs for us so that we could see them in real life. I know I went and checked them out. And I think they made a difference in the appearance of the sign. So would anyone from the
There's one PS I would add to this, and it doesn't relate to the signs. It does relate to Lower Wharf. We can come back to this, and probably should come back to it another time. Just to be transparent, Lower Wharf itself is going to be restored and rebuilt because of all the damage that it's sustained. We are in the process of finalizing our permits with the DEP and finalizing bidding procedures with the town. But we have the money. We got a grant from Hartford to do all of the work. The new Lower Wharf will look exactly like the old Lower Wharf when it was in good shape. It will be all in-kind changes. So there will be no change. It will just be a healthy, sound structure and a better graded, secure piece of land. So if we need to come back to you for a permit or permission for that process, we can certainly do that. But I just wanted to make clear that that is down the road. That would not happen before probably I think we're talking spring of 25.
Okay. Most likely that's a different application, and you would probably have to come back to get approval for that. I think it's really it's impossible to replicate what was there exactly. So it's more of a formality, I think, than anything. But nevertheless, anyway, I have to ask if anyone from the public would like to speak in favor of your application for the signs. No. And would anyone like to speak opposed to the application? Okay, hearing nothing, this hearing is closed. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is Julian S.E. Tetro at 111 Old Post Road in Fairfield for property located at 111 Old Post Road in Fairfield to replace existing double-hung windows with new. So someone here to represent the Tetros.
You're muted.
Thank you.
There
Mr.
we
Chair, thank you. My name is Mike Tetro, and I'm here to represent the Tetros. Let me see
You
if I
able to
can
share
share
your
this.
application?
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that.
Helps if it's open on your desktop before you try and share it, then you can search for it.
I think that's it. There we are.
Great.
And I will take you through the application. As mentioned, this is for a replacement of a window facing our backyard as part of a kitchen renovation. And let me go right here. Scope of work. The projects replace a double hung window with a single smaller window facing the backyard. The house was originally built in 1953. It's located at 111 Old Post Road, which is in the historic district. Currently, the existing window is a double window, approximately 61 inches by 48 inches. And as best I can tell, it's the original window from 1953. The objective is to replace the existing window with a wood double hung window, smaller in size, approximately 25 inches wide by 40 inches tall. The specs sheet for the window will be the next exhibit, and the window will have a screen comparable to the existing window. Wood shingles will be used to fill in the extra siding space comparable to the existing shingles. They'll be painted white comparable to the existing color. This is the spec sheet for the replacement window. And let me see if I can turn this. This is a close-up view of the existing window. This is a full view of the back of the house. I went and stood on the sidewalk. The house is on the corner of Old Post Road and Turney Road. This shot is from the sidewalk on Turney Road to show the window that is being replaced is on the far side of the house. And this is another picture that I took from also the sidewalk, but from the far corner of the property, looking across to the window as it exists today. And this is a edited photo showing what the new window would look like in the back of the house. And that's the presentation. Are there any questions I can answer?
Thank you. Rosina, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Art, questions?
None for me.
Jim Bohan, questions?
No questions. Thank you, Mike.
Jim Accomando, questions?
No questions. Thanks, Mike.
And Darren, questions?
No questions for me.
And I don't have any questions either, Mike. I think it looks pretty straightforward, and I'm an issue with it. Would anyone from the public care to speak in favor of this application? Or would anyone in the audience like to oppose the application? Okay. Hearing none, the hearing is closed. Thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the Pequot Yacht Club, 669 Harbor Road in Southport, for property located at 647 Harbor Road in Southport for A, remove existing triple track storm windows, and B, new mahogany storm windows.
Hey, Adam, can you see me?
Hi, John. Yes.
Hey, folks. Thanks for sharing your time and doing the work you're doing. So this is I'm John Dumke. I'm a member of Pequot Yacht Club. I'm the House Committee Chair, and we've been making relevant improvements to the club over the past year or so. And one of the things that's arisen has been our old triple track 50s, 60s style storm windows that are in many ways dysfunctional, missing panes, etc. And we took it upon, the board took it upon the agenda this year to replace those, and we'd like to move forward with authentic mahogany two-pane glass windows. This is regarding the senior clubhouse. You're both, I'm sure you're all familiar with the two brick buildings. So if you're facing the water, this is the right side building.
John,
And
John,
I
do you
can
think you
bring,
could, sorry to
I can,
interrupt, do you think you could share the
yeah, I'm
plans?
gonna do that just right now. And this is
Okay.
the first time that I'm doing this with you guys. Do you have this or no? Let me just see. Hang on. Share.
It's not up there.
Share your screen. All right. Let's see how you do. Let me know if you have this.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Is it open on your desktop?
It is.
Okay, so when you hit share, you have to locate that and just click on it.
Sharing your screen. Come on. Can you see?
You're sharing us. There you go.
Can you see that? Okay. So if we went to the, let me go to the top of the application so you can see the application. These are in this case, if we're looking down the docks, the building on the left. And there's three sides of the building. This is the street, the side that faces the street. And it's those 5 windows there. This is the western side of the building. And the indicated windows there. And this is the eastern or northern side of the building, the parking lot side of the building, and those windows there. The harbor side doesn't have any windows. There are only doors. Let me just move on down. If you want to see what we're, the schematics of the windows are right here. So this is a mahogany frame. It's going to be white. It's has a single bar across the middle that'll meet the bar in the window in the double hung windows, and they vary only slightly in size just to accommodate the older building. This is a top view of what we're doing. I've used this, made this window a couple of different times on other buildings that I've done restorations on in Southport. Anyway, that's essentially what we'd like to do. So they'll be hung from the top on hooks and then latched inside from the interior of the club. Is there anybody that has a question? Yep.
Thank you, John. Art, do you have a question? Any questions?
None for me.
Jim Bohan, questions?
No questions, thank you.
Jim Montalbano, questions?
No questions. Thanks.
Karen Raymond Locke, questions?
No questions for me, thanks.
Rosina Negron, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
And I do not have any questions. Would anyone from the audience like to speak in favor of this application? Would anyone care to speak opposed to this application? Okay, hearing none, the hearing is closed. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for your time.
You can stop sharing now. Okay, next item on the agenda, Trinity Episcopal Church, 651 Pequot Avenue in Southport for property located at 651 Pequot Avenue. For A, new exhaust fan and snorkel duct and steeple, and B, remove existing window and steeple and replace with new window.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for your time tonight. My name is Hollis Redding. I've filed the application. My manager, Angie Bruce, will share it and she'll explain. She'll discuss the application for you.
Hi, everybody. Can you see my screen? I have the application on the screen, hopefully.
Sure. You could identify yourself?
Do you see the application?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we represent
Please just
AT&T.
just identify yourself, please, for the record.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's Angela Bruce. And
Thank you.
I work with Hollis at SAI, and we work for AT&T. AT&T has equipment in the Trinity Episcopal Church steeple. There's antennas and radios up there. And what we would like to do, and what we've applied for here, is to replace the existing window that faces the harbor and install an exhaust fan and a snorkel duct behind that window, and then the window will be replaced to look exactly like it is. I have drawings that I'll keep going down here. Basically to camouflage the fact that we've installed a snorkel fan inside that window. The purpose of this is to keep the extra heat that is always in the steeple, keep the air flowing in order to reduce the load on the equipment up there. So it's never been an issue of safety. It's making the equipment run efficiently up in the steeple there. So that's why we're proposing to do this. So let me get to one of the pages that show the overall layout. And actually this one's interesting. This shows you how the window is created. So this is the inside of the steeple. This layered system is how the window would be installed. Now we've proposed to take this section right here, and it'll be made of natural wood, and the church has required us to paint this to match the existing framework and coat it several times to make it weatherproof. And let me get back to I'm sorry, I'm kind of new at presenting at the same time as talking here. Trying to find the church. There we go. So this is the church. This is the front of the church. This is the two main streets that the church sits on. The parking lot is on this side. Everybody's following along. The window that is to be proposed is facing this direction, away from this intersection, and pushed out. It's not pushed out. It's at this location here that faces the ocean. So I can scroll down, and please stop me if you want me to slow down this. I'm presenting now pictures of vantage points that we took. I can enlarge this a little bit to make it easier to see, hopefully. So the church is here. The steeple is right here where this flag is. We've taken pictures from all these different vantage points, basically just to get a sampling of what you will see. So, and this is the window in question. And from this side, you will see the window. It's up here, which is the side street. That's number one, and so on. This is the front. You can't see it at all. So I've rushed through this, and I do apologize, but if you would like me to stop on any of these pages here and ask any questions, I'll be happy to take them now.
Okay. Jim, do you have any questions? Jim Bohan?
Thank you for the presentation. Just a point of curiosity, How long have those antennae been up there? Would you know that?
I do know that, and it will take me about a few minutes to find out. Actually, Hollis, could you, while we're working on this, could you look at the LDS and see how long the lease has been going on? I'll ask Hollis to do that so that we can get that information because I don't have that off the top of my head.
I'll take a look.
Thank you, Hollis.
Thank you. No other questions. Thank you. Good
Okay.
presentation. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jim.
Thanks.
Jim Accomando, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Darren, questions?
Hi, thanks for the presentation. If you scroll up, there's one page where it shows the schematic of the window and it looks like there's something you can see on the outside. And if you could just give me a little clarification, I think it's up further. Keep
Review
going.
this.
That right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
this is it's a screen that it stops the rain from coming in, but it will allows the wind flow to come in. So while the frame of the window is the
Yeah.
same, it will look a little dark.
No, it's the top right corner.
Oh,
Picture.
top right.
Yeah, there's like something
Here?
in front of the window. Yeah.
I think that's existing lighting.
Oh, okay. All right. That was
Yeah.
my only question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Darren. Rowena?
No questions. Thank you.
Art?
None, thank you.
Okay,
The original lease was signed in 2009. So construction would have started, around
Shortly
that
thereafter.
time, February 2009,
so-
the lease was signed.
So this equipment's been up there for
Okay.
about 14 years, and we've been getting,
been
and
there
I don't say the words alarm and I'll clarify, the alarm is because the radio is not working as efficiently as it should because of the heat in the steeple. So that's why we're coming up with this project now rather than right from the get-go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
does that affect the service in the area?
Say that again?
I said, does that affect the service in the area?
It can, yeah, it can drop calls, it
oddly-
can delay service, yeah.
Oddly, the service in Southport is terrible for some reason. I'm not sure if that's AT&T or whatever, but
Yeah, that could
you
be.
think of the cell tower on the steeple of Trinity Church, you have great cell service. Anyway, I'm just curious. It's not really clear to me how these windows are going to look different. I mean, I guess you're replicating the window frame and the muttons, right?
Yeah, so it's not gonna be shiny
But-
like a window. So
Yeah, it's not-
window has glass, this will not have any glass in it. So instead of it being, reflective, it will be a dull background outside of they're called mullions, these cross braces here.
Just going to be
So-
like a black mesh behind it?
Yeah. And I don't know if there's an alternative to a black mesh. But it's that's what they need to use in order to let the wind go through. To allow it to have the fan capture the air and then snuggle it up.
Okay. That's the only question I had.
It'll kind of fade out. I mean,
Um,
the churches that I've seen, I took a ride and saw a few of them on my way. When I actually went to the meet with the church, I saw a few of them and it basically just fades out. The background fades out. You'll have the white mullions, and then it'll just be like, there's nothing else there.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any other questions. Would anyone from the public like to speak in favor of this application? Or would anyone in the public like to speak against this application? No? Okay. Thank you. That hearing's closed.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Next item on the agenda, thank you too. Next item on the agenda is St. Paul Episcopal Church, 661 Old Post Road in Fairfield for property located at 661 Old Post Road in Fairfield for a new garden B, extension of asphalt walkway, and C, Belgian block edging. Is someone here to present for St. Paul's Episcopal Church? I know he's here. Okay. We'll come back to that one. I see that representative for St. Paul's is here, but he's not responding. So we'll give him a chance at the end to present. Moving on to the next application, Jason and Christina Landon, 766 Old Post Road, in Fairfield for property located at 766 Old Post Road in Fairfield.
Hey,
For a, sorry,
yeah, it's
extend
John.
existing split. Okay, John, you're gonna have to wait now. We've moved on to the next application. We'll come back to you though.
Okay, sorry.
To extend existing split rail fence and B, extend existing picket fence. Is there someone here to represent the Landons?
Hi, this is Christina Landon, and Jason's on the line as well. I think I did the application correctly. Can you see it on the screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Great. Yes, Adam, you're correct. Thank you for having us here today. We have two fences that are on the edges of our property. One is the existing white picket fence that you see from the road. And in the back, we have a split rail fence that goes along the back edge of our property and comes around. And there's this brick wall, and we stopped at the brick wall, but then we would like to extend the split rail fence up to the hedge that we have that goes across the back of our yard. And then the white picket fence we'd like to take from the corner of our yard and bring that down to the brick wall. These pictures don't show up so nicely, but you can see it. Oh, this map is a little bit small. I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but this is our home. This is a hedge that goes across. There's a fence that goes across the front. And so we'd like, I'm just looking at it, make sure that I'm even oriented to this correctly. But we'd like to take across our front yard, we'd like to take the picket fence down to the hedge. And then we'd just like to take the small area to take the split rail to the brick wall that we have on our property, which is actually our neighbor's brick wall that's there. But it's the exact same fences in both cases. Does anyone have
Okay,
any
Jen.
questions or would like me to scroll up and show you anything additional?
Thanks. Well, we'll see. Jim Accomando, do you have any questions?
Do you have any actual pictures of it other than the drawing?
I did take a picture of both of them. So it's terrible though. It came out really
Oh.
bad on this. There's just three pieces of wood that go across as a split rail fence. And then the picket fence is our existing white picket fence that goes across the front of 766 Old Post Road. And the split rail may be a little bit better in this one that you can see that goes across the back,
Right.
comes up along, and then there's a brick wall here, and it ends at the brick wall.
Okay. Thank you.
So
No, no further questions.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim. Darren,
So
you
what
have
it
any
ends up
questions?
doing is finishing that closes in the backyard with the split rail, and then the front side of the house would continue with the white picket fence.
Darren, do you have any questions?
No questions for me, thanks.
Thanks. Viviana, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
And Art, questions?
No.
And Jim Bohan, questions?
No questions, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do not have any questions. I do have one letter written in favor of this application from the Old Post Road Area Association. Dear Commissioners, I am the current president of the Old Post Road Area Association. I write to you on behalf of the board members regarding the above application submitted by Jason and Christina Landon. We have reviewed the application and find the addition of the fencing appropriate and support the application. We ask you to approve this application. Thank you for your consideration and volunteer work. This is from Henry Backey, President of the Old Post Road Area Association. Would anyone from the public like to speak in favor of this application? Would anyone from the public like to speak against this application? Okay, hearing nothing, the hearing is closed. Thank you.
Thank you all for your time. We appreciate it.
Next item on the agenda is Eleanor Cunningham, 515 Old Post Road, Fairfield, for property located at 515 Old Post Road in Fairfield, or a gravel parking space.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Mariana Lage. I'm here on behalf of Eleanor Cunningham. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I'm Mariana.
I'm here to address this. It's pretty straightforward. I'm here to address a node violation that it's been open for quite a while, and we wish to close this and ask for your approval for this parking space. I have pictures of, let me just pull the would you guys need me to pull the application out, or?
Yes, please, if you could pull it up and share it and walk the commissioners through the.
Yes. So as we state here, we are addressing, oh, I apologize, I didn't share. Okay. Okay. See if I did this right. Okay. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. As we state here, we are addressing a parking violation by proposing an existing proposed additional parking space. The reason why is existing proposed is because we are proposing a condition that it's pre-existing. This is a 11 by 20 parking space made of gravel, as you can see in these pictures, and boxwoods around. And we are asking that with your approval, we may close this application and move forward with the next meeting for a new application.
Okay. Darren, would you have any questions?
No questions for me.
Rosina, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
And Art, questions?
No, thanks.
And Jim Bohan, questions?
No questions. Thank you very much.
James Accomando, questions?
None for me, thank you.
And I do not have any questions either. I do have a letter again, the Old Post Road Area Association from Henry Backey. Dear Commissioners, I'm the current president of the Old Post Road Area Association. I write to you on behalf of the board members regarding the above application submitted by Eleanor Cunningham. It is our strong opinion that the application for an additional parking space located in front of the house should be denied. The handbook states that whenever possible, driveways should be constructed with materials appropriate to the historic character of the building and placement made to follow original access ways on the site. Also, if a new driveway is to be introduced, it should be designed, recognizing historic prototypes. This additional parking space does not fit the historic prototypes of a colonial home. It also disrupts the streetscape, as no other home on this section of Old Post Road has parking spaces or extension of the driveways in front of the house, except for the Victorian houses where circular driveways were acceptable. Precedent has been made in a previous application denying a similar request for parking in front of the house, specifically for 80 Old Post Road, Sherman Parsonage. That portion of the application was denied by this commission. The owners of 766 Old Post Road also decided not to install a parking space in front of their house, so not to disrupt the streetscape of the Old Post Road. We also do not find any hardship in this application since the property already has a 3-car garage and a large portion of the driveway that spans the width of the garage. We respectfully ask you deny this application and have the homeowners remove the driveway extension that is constructed without previous approval by this commission. Thank you. I'm going to ask if anyone from the public would like to speak in favor of this application. And then from the public like to oppose this application. Okay, then the hearing's closed. Thank you, Mariana.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, David and Elizabeth Barrett, 114 Westway Road, Southport, for property located at 114 Westway Road in Southport. 4A, remove existing detached garage. B, new detached garage. C, reconfigure driveway. And D, masonry walls.
Adam, can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Jack.
Great. Jack Franson here, representing the Barretts. And if you could let me share my screen, I'll pull up my PDF here. I'm having trouble sharing. I'm not sure what's going on. Wait a minute, this might work.
Make sure you have the application open on the desktop and then just search for it.
Yeah. It's asking me permission. Doesn't seem to want to work.
You want me to do it? Oh,
Wait a minute. This. Can you see?
I think you're sharing.
It says I'm sharing, but can you see anything?
See you and then the computer screen behind you.
Oh, that's weird.
It's quite odd, actually. I've never seen this before.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Adam, if you could just pull up the PDF and I'll do my best walking through it.
Okay. You see that?
Yeah, that's great. The property is located at 114 Westway in Southport in the Southport Historic District. And there's a map there that you're pulling up. And you can see the proposed work is on the upper left-hand corner of the site. It's encompassing the existing garage with the addition of a new bay. The new garage will occupy the same footprint as the existing garage, except for the additional 14.5 feet of space that's needed for the third bay. We will reuse all or part of the existing foundation, but the framing that is there now doesn't meet code and it will be replaced in this proposal. Because of the FEMA regs, we're locating the slab of the new third bay at a slightly lower elevation because zoning doesn't allow any, you can't have any net filling of the grade on that site. So what we've done is to lower the slab in the addition just enough for that to take place. And all the elevations that are on there, indicate that. The driveway will be widened a bit to accommodate the new bay, and there will be a low fieldstone wall between the two bays and the third bay to handle the grade difference. The new garage will be similar in appearance. And maybe you can show some of the pictures, Adam, of the existing garage over on the other sheets. First one was as you see it from the road. That's showing you an up close. And then from the rear, there's like a little shed extension workshop area. And you can see why we want to keep the footprint, because there's a huge maple tree in the jog between the workshop and the existing bay portion. The existing structure is clapboard with a slender fascia and rake, and it's got wood roof. And for the new structure, if you could go to that, we're proposing to match the materials pretty much. The new garage will be similar in appearance and roof line, with the extended eave over the garage doors. All the trim will be cedar. All the siding will be cedar clapboard with the same exposure as what's there now. The windows and the glazed doors will be all wood SDL construction. The roofing will be pressure treated perfection cedar shingles, and the gutters and leaders will be copper. And all the doors, both the doors on the workshop and the garage doors, will be all wood. The lanterns on the garage bays will look like the little picture that I have in the margin. They're copper. And that's pretty much it. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Rosanna, questions?
No questions at the moment. Thank you.
And Art, questions?
No, thanks.
Okay. Jim Bohan, questions?
Yeah, thanks, Jack. One question, just my curiosity again. Can you go over the elevation issue again?
Yeah, so the whole property is in the floodway.
Right.
And what they don't, and I should have mentioned, we have flood vents on the back of the building and on the side. We didn't want to have any on the front because it is, the garage is in the flood zone. Mm-hmm. And what zoning is trying to do is make sure that if the tide comes up, it can go into the space where it's always gone. And if you think about it, you know, adding a few cubic feet of dirt is probably not going to raise sea level very much, but if everybody did it, you know, it actually does affect the floodway. And more importantly, it affects the floodway because there's an obstruction. So you have a building that's occupying a piece of ground where the water used to flow. So you have to make sure that it doesn't impede that. So you have to put flood vents in. The water comes in and it goes out and more or less follows the same trajectory. So the new bay is, I think it's about a foot lower, maybe not even. But that way there's no net filling of the grade on that side of the property. Did that sum it up pretty well?
Yeah, is there an interior, well, again, my curiosity, is there an interior wall between the two floors of the garage?
No, we would just build steps, and then the workshop part we'll just build a wood platform so that that workshop part and back is all the same level.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
I just have one question about the garage doors. Like, what's the material?
They're wood. That's just showing. Yeah, they're wood panel doors, similar to what you see on the right. They're not. The picture is not very attractive, but the construction detail on the upper right is more indicative of what it would be.
Okay. So it's not necessarily, it's not a raised panel door like this is necessarily?
No, it's a recessed panel.
Okay. Okay. I don't have any other questions. It's a presentation that, does anyone from the public like to speak in favor of this application? Would anyone like to speak against this application?
Did all the commissioners participate?
I believe so. Did I miss someone? Who did I miss? Sorry.
You missed me, Adam.
Yep. And
Damn
and
it.
Jim Accomando. Yes.
I missed half the commission. Sorry, Darren, please. Do you have any questions? Could have sworn
Thank
I
you,
answered.
Jack. No questions for me. Thanks.
Okay. Jim Accomando? Any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay, I apologize for that. And I again don't have any questions, any more questions. And I'll ask the question again to the public if anyone would like to speak in favor of the application. No, anyone like to speak against the application? Okay, so the hearing's closed. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have to go back to the St. Paul Episcopal Church application, 661 Old Post Road, Fairfield for property located at 661 Old Post Road 4A, New Garden, B, extension of asphalt walkway, and C, Belgian block edging.
Hi, this is John Highland. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, John.
Hi. I'm sorry, I had a problem unmuting. I will try and share my video. Can you see this? Adam?
Yep.
Okay.
No, not yet.
I am the volunteer manager. Sorry, Adam. Adam?
Yes.
Okay. I'm the volunteer manager of Buildings and Grounds for St. Paul's. There was a
Okay,
project.
John, you're still not sharing your screen. I'll share my screen, okay?
Oh, okay. I don't know how to
Okay,
start.
go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not even sure where I am. Oh, okay. I think I'm.
Can you see the your application on the screen?
No. Can't share content. Okay. Well, just do it from memory. Adam, if you go down 2 pages. Okay, I think I can see where you are. Okay, that works. So there were 3 things that were done in this project without, by the way, prior approval from the Historic District Commission, for which we apologize. Adam, if you could move up to the previous one. Yeah, there we go. So we did 3 things. We built a new planting area in front of the cloister. And then we added edging around it using Belgian block, which of course is not approved. And we also extended a walkway, an asphalt walkway that led to the cloister doors down from the cloister walkway all the way down to
the gate that goes into the Memorial Garden. That walkway was done for reasons of accessibility. I personally have my wife and daughter interred in the Memorial Garden, and I had trouble walking on the ground in order to get into the Memorial Garden. And I'm not the only person that had that kind of an issue. So this was really an accessibility issue to make it easier for people to get from the church into the Memorial Garden to visit their loved ones, both during the summer and winter, because this is maintainable. Everything that's outlined in red is where you have the edging that was added using the Belgian blocks. What we have proposed is to replace Belgian block with cobblestone. Although I have looked at other options should cobblestone not be approved. The process is rather extensive because all of these blocks that you see in red were cemented in. So they all have to be cut out. It's a rather expensive and time-consuming process, but it is what it is. And we understand that. Adam, you can go down to the next couple of shots just to give people a better perspective of what we're talking about. This is the new walkway that goes down to the Memorial Garden, and you can see there the white edging, which is Belgian block. You go down one more, thanks. And so this is the cloister door is here, and this is the new walkway that goes down to the Memorial Garden. So that's my presentation, and I'm open to questions and comments.
Thank you. Art, do you have any questions? Nope. Okay. Jim Bohan, questions?
No questions, no. Thank you.
Jim Arcamanda, questions?
No questions, thank you.
Darren, questions?
No questions for me, thanks.
And Rosina?
So to get it clear, item C on the agenda, instead of Belgian block edging, will be cobblestone, correct?
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
And I didn't see anything in any of the town documents or the HDC documents that indicated whether cobblestone was approved or disapproved. So that was an option that we thought would, if approved, would sort of maintain the look. But, I've looked at other options like brick, for example, if it's not. So we're looking for your guidance.
Well, you could also do just metal edging, something that's not quite as noticeable.
Excuse me?
You could do something like metal edging.
We looked at
metal edging.
We looked at metal. The expense is significant because it's really steel, right? And there are a lot of angles in what you see. And it is terrifically, it's vastly the most expensive option we could possibly pursue. I am looking again at Bluestone. and brick if, but that really assumes that the cobblestone, which is less expensive, is not approved. I mean, if that's an approved material, we would like to
Well,
go with it.
One of the problems is that, you know, you're saying cobblestone, but without, I guess we could approve cobblestone with the caveat that, you know, whatever you choose needs to be approved by the commission once again. You know, the material itself needs to be approved. If you know what I mean.
So I think Adam, I think the cobblestone will be, I think, somewhat smaller blocks, but they'd be similar to
Yeah,
what's
more
in there
irregular,
for
more
the
irregular.
Belgian block.
Yeah, they'd be more irregular.
Probably more irregular, yes.
Yeah, it would help if we had just a picture of what you're proposing, some sort of something for us to go on, because, you know, we can't, I think there's a lot of ways to install cobblestone, a lot of different shapes of cobblestone. They're not, you know,
But you'd have the same issue if I went with Belgian, bluestone, right?
yeah, well, you know, like I said, just even just a picture of showing what you are intending to do, you know, otherwise.
In
we have
terms
nothing
of
to
the
go on.
stone itself, or do you need,
Well, the pattern of the stone, the size of the stones, the way they're installed. Is there mortar between them? Are they just butted together? How high do they stick out of the ground? You know, and there are different colors of of flagstone or bluestone. There's Pennsylvania bluestone and there's New York bluestone, and they both have a different appearance. I think either one would be appropriate in the historic district, depending on how it was installed. And brick is also another material that would be appropriate. And potentially cobblestone, but again, I don't, without seeing what you're actually proposing, and the material may be okay, in theory, you know, we have, without seeing the way it is proposed to be installed, I'd have a hard time saying, just blanket saying, okay, you go ahead and do it, and approving it.
okay.
You follow me?
Well, I just, I'm not sure how to actually create that for you. But I don't know, it'll take some time to build something that we can actually show you.
Like a mock-up?
Well, yeah, it would be a mock-up.
You could do a mock-up. A mock-up is another way to do it, but that, you know, you just incur more expenses doing that. But anyway, those are my comments. Now, I
What
did
if-
receive one letter.
Okay.
I did receive one letter from the Old Post Road Area Association. Dear Commissioners, I'm the current president of the Old Post Road Area Association. I write to you on behalf of the board members regarding the above application submitted by St. Paul's Church. We find the creation of a new garden and the extension of the asphalt walkway to be appropriate. It is our opinion that the Belgian block curbing is inappropriate and should be removed and or replaced with an acceptable material as described in the HDC handbook. The handbook specifically states that Belgian block is an inappropriate material for curbing. Steel edging or bluestone will be more appropriate than the cobblestone suggested in this application. Thank you, Henry Backey.
That's surprised.
Is there anything else you want to add, Jonathan?
No, Adam, thank you.
Okay. I'll ask the public if anyone would like to speak in favor of this application. And I ask if anyone would like to oppose this application. Okay, hearing none, the application is closed. Hearing is closed. Thank you.
Next evening.
Okay, moving
Adam,
on.
can I just ask a
Yes.
quick question? We had 46 Willow Street on the docket too. Are we not hearing that one?
They were on the original notice, but they are not on the agenda because they asked to be moved to next month.
Okay.
So we only have the 8 tonight.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, we're going to consider public hearing item 1. Town of Fairfield, 725 Old Post Road, Fairfield, for property located at 985 and 1101 Harbor Road in Southport for 2 new signs near the Yacht Yard and Lower Wharf. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll move to approve it as presented.
Second.
Second that. Go ahead.
Who second that, Art?
Sure.
Discussion? Jim Bohan, you're voting on this application. What?
Yep. The application looks fine to me.
Okay, no discussion? And we'll take a vote. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed, no abstentions, the motion passes. Next item on the agenda is Julia Nessie Tetro, 111 Old Post Road, Fairfield, for property located at 111 Old Post Road in Fairfield to replace existing double hung windows with new. Jim Lacomando will be voting on this application. Can I get a motion, please?
No, Art.
I'll make a
move
motion.
to-
Go for it, Art.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Motion to approve all items as presented.
I'll second.
Okay. Art,
Thanks.
motions to approve and Darren seconds. Discussion? No discussion? Okay, we'll take a vote then. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed, no abstention, the motion passes. Next item on the agenda, Mr. Bohan will be voting. Pequot Yacht Club, 669 Harbor Road in Southport for property located at 647 Harbor Road in Southport for A, remove existing triple track storm windows, and B, new mahogany storm windows.
I'll make a
Need a
motion
motion,
to
please.
approve as submitted.
I'll
second.
second it.
Who second? Rosina?
Yep.
Discussion. All right, no discussion, so we'll take a vote. All in favor? All opposed? No opposed, no abstentions. So the motion passes. Next item on the agenda. Trinity Episcopal Church, 651 Pequot Avenue for property located at 651 Pequot Avenue for A, new exhaust fan and snorkel duct and steeple. B, remove existing window and steeple and replace with new window. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make the motion to approve as presented. A
I'll
and B.
second. I'll second.
Rosina makes a motion and Darren seconds. Discussion? No discussion? I mean, I'm a little bit, very little bit concerned about replacing the window with a not a glass window. But I'm really not sure you're gonna notice it.
It's typically done when you have that type of condition. Having the mesh dark will eventually almost blend in a way. So
Yeah, I've never seen it done, so I have nothing to go by. But I feel like its location and everything are, you know, in a place where it's going to be difficult to see anyway. So it should be
Yeah.
hard to notice.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see it.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion? And we'll take a vote. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed? No abstentions? And the motion passes. Next item on the agenda is St. Paul's Episcopal Church, 661 Old Post Road in Fairfield, for property located at 661 Old Post Road in Fairfield for A, new garden, B, extension of asphalt walkway, and C, Belgian block edging.
I'll make a
Is there a
motion to
motion?
approve A and B as submitted and deny without prejudice C.
I'll second.
Discussion? Yeah, I think it's a little vague what they want to do with the Belgian block and the cobblestone, and I think we need to see at least a picture or an example, like I said in the meeting.
They might benefit
Anyway.
from the use of the steel edging.
Yeah,
And
it's
perhaps they
expensive,
don't
that's what he's saying.
understand.
It would be more discreet for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, more expensive. Okay, if there's no more discussion, we'll take a vote. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed, no abstentions, motion passes. Next item is Jason and Christina Landon, 766 Old Post Road in Fairfield, for property located at 766 Old Post Road in Fairfield for A, extend existing split rail fence, and B, extend existing picket fence.
I'll make the
May I have a
motion
motion,
to
please?
approve A and B. as
I'll
presented.
second.
Okay, Darren seconds. Discussion?
I'm sorry, was there an Old Post Road Association letter?
Yes, that was supportive, in support of their application.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No discussion? Okay, then we'll take a vote. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed? Sorry. Should have been Jim Accomando voting on that one.
I'm sorry.
So we're gonna have to take another vote. All in favor? Jim Accomando, you're voting on this one. Okay, all opposed, unopposed, and the motion passes again. Okay, for real this time. Next item is Eleanor Cunningham, 515 Old Post Road in Fairfield, for property located at 515 Old Post Road in Fairfield for A, gravel parking space, and Jim Bohan, you are voting on this one. Can I get a motion, please?
For discussion, I make a motion to deny the additional parking place. It has going for it that.
Wait, we're not having
Well,
discussion quite yet. We need a second.
I'll second for discussion.
Thank you. And discussion.
I see a lot of shrubbery, and I know shrubbery it isn't a shield that we can hang our hat on. But I wonder how visible is that parking place is going to be from the street. I appreciate everything Dr. Becky's done. He's done a wonderful job there. So that's why I'm hesitant based upon his input.
You do know it's existing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's existing, and it's they've been in violation for 2 years now, I think.
I wasn't aware of those details, but yeah, I understand it wasn't.
And yes, they want to do some other work to the house, and they can't do that until they get this violation cleared up. They did initially, originally they had blue Belgian block, edging around this parking space, which they did take out, but they decided to leave the pull out.
I'd like to hear what other people think.
Well, I mean, for some of the points that Henry made, you know, the parsonage across the street. I remember when we heard that application and they wanted to put a parking space in front of the house in a similar fashion. Of course, the Sherman Parsonage is much closer to the road
Yeah.
than this house, so I think there's a bit of a difference there. But he makes some good points. Okay, there's no further discussion. We'll take a vote on this.
And
The
this
motion
vote,
is to-
this is the motion to deny it without prejudice, correct?
Yes.
It's, yeah, well, the motion was to deny. I don't think he said without prejudice. Did you intend that?
I see no alternative to a parking place, so
So if there's no alternative, you still want to deny it, Jim?
I'd like to hear what other people think, though I guess we'll figure that out during the vote, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think we've had our discussion. So right now the motion is to deny.
Right.
Deny the gravel parking space, which means they wouldn't be able to come back with this gravel parking space again.
In other words, they'd have to presumably have to remove it, correct?
Yes. So that's remove it. They've been in violation for 2 years. They should have removed it a long time ago. All right. If there's no further discussion, we'll take a vote on. All in favor of the motion on the table? All opposed? Okay. Did you oppose, Art?
I did.
Okay. So the motion passes 4-1 to deny. Next item on the agenda is David and Elizabeth Barrett, 114 Westway Road in Southport, for property located at 114 Westway Road in Southport for A, remove existing detached garage, B, new detached garage, C, reconfigure driveway, and D, masonry walls. May I get a motion, please?
I'll approve those items as presented.
I'll
Thank
second
you.
that.
A second?
Yep.
I'm sorry, who's seconding it?
Jim.
If I'm voting, yes.
Sorry, Jim Accomando is voting on this one. You
I'll
alternate
second it.
every- Okay. thank
I'll
you.
second it.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. We'll take a vote on it. All in favor? All opposed? None opposed? No abstentions. The motion passes. Okay. Moving on to the next part of the meeting, approving minutes. We have Darren Rosina, Jim Bohan, and Jim Accomando for the 9/12 meeting. If I get a motion to approve those
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
minutes.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion passes. And then the 9/10 special meeting. I was there, Rosina was there, Art, Jim and Jim were both there. Can we get a motion to approve those special meeting minutes?
Yeah, I'll
Rosina,
make that
you're
motion.
you're muted.
Okay.
I'll make the
What
motion
motion
to
did-
approve as presented.
Okay,
Art will second.
thanks, Art. All in favor? All opposed, not opposed. The motion passes. Okay, Chairman's report. We have repairs at 271 Old Post Road to replace portions of fence in kind. 176 Main Street, replace a window in kind. No violations, no new violations. There's one on Main Street. Well, won't go into that. Old business, handbook update. The handbook update, the handbook that never gets done, I guess. Just, I can't seem to make much headway with just getting the consultant signed. You know, there's some red tape that is preventing it. But anyway, it's trying to move forward. I'm working with the town to try and get them to what's it called? Whatever department that hires people.
HR.
I don't think it's HR, it's acquisitions or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. But I mean, last time we were on a roll up until a month ago, and then it went silent, radio silent, didn't hear back from. I thought we were going to have them signed up a month ago.
Purchasing, Sheila said.
Purchasing, yeah, that's it, purchasing.
All right, well, one of the
So-
things that we need to be mindful of is that, like, we'll need an extension if we don't use it within a certain time frame. So,
Well, we're coming up on a year this December when we got approval.
mhm.
And hopefully that we get this thing, the ball rolling and underway before that.
But we'll still need an extension because I think it's like a 12-month thing. So we're going to
I'll
have
look
to
into
apply to SHPO for an extension, which is not an onerous process. We just literally asked Mary Dunn and she goes, okay. So,
Oh, okay, good.
she might have us
Good.
fill out basic paperwork, like why, but I don't even think it's that. I think she just kind of, we got to let her know and ask for it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, SHPO hasn't been easy to work with either. There's some things that fell through the cracks and
Yeah.
which is caused this whole delay.
Mhm.
But what it is what it is. I was hoping to be part of the handbook committee, but I guess I won't be. That's all right. Anyway.
What happens with the slate? Because I don't know how terms are up next month.
In December?
Oh, in December. I thought they were November. Okay.
Yes, no, yeah, so December, we vote on a new slate. So I know Rosina is interested in pursuing the chair position. I don't know how you feel about continuing on and doing your role. Or if you want to pass the torch on, you've done it for a few years.
Well, somebody has to be willing to learn how to do it.
That's true. But yeah. So yeah, that's what's going to happen December. 2 more months.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else? Any other business anyone wants to bring up?
I know the email that came out from First Church today or last night from
Yeah.
Jackie. I didn't know if that was something you were handling on a one-off or that you wanted to bring up.
First Church, remind me.
Uh,
Did I see that email?
Not here. She sent you an email last night. Jackie Page.
So, oh, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, I've contacted her. That's fine. It was just regarding a repair. Sorry about that. Yeah. I sent it back to her. She has a repair order. She's good to go.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just repairing gutters in kind and some rot in a door, I think.
Yeah, she was looking to fulfill a grant application to get it done.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I helped her. Her repair order application was a bit, had too much information on it. So I just had her like get it more concise and more like bullet items, you know. But she's good.
Great. Thanks.
Sure.
One more question for you, Adam. So 46 Willow, I don't know when they submitted, but we have to hear that application within 65 days of receiving it. So I don't know,
Yeah,
depending on when it came in, if we don't hear it next hearing, they're going to have to withdraw.
Yeah, we're gonna hear. It'll be on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay, but if they like want to push it back, they're going to have to withdraw it, I think.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not sure though, if we don't actually hear the application, we didn't like table it or anything, it was withdrawn from the agenda.
Well, by statute, I think we have 65 days from receipt to hear it.
Was from the receipt of the application or from the hearing date?
No, from the receipt of the application.
Okay. Yeah, it's never really come up. I'll look into that. I don't think it'll be a problem, but yeah, I hear you. I'll have them resubmit an application if they don't.
I just don't want anything to get approved because we didn't hear it or something.
Yeah, because we couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be silly. Okay. All right. Anything else? All right, I guess we just need a motion to adjourn then.
I'll make the motion to adjourn. Rosina's still
I'll
on mute.
Rosina's pretending to be muted. All in favor? All right, we are adjourned.